Now let's see who's going to win the next Miami Heat Boston Celtics game. According to Jimmy Butler, guaranteeing that it's going to be his Miami Heat. And they're going to win game 6 in Miami. That gives you a little extra confidence, right? After his team has lost 2 straight to the Celtics. So we know he still believes because he's Jimmy Butler and the dude just seems like he's Teflon in terms of his mentality. And he thinks that they're going to close out the Celtics and advance to the NBA Finals. Despite those 2 losses, 2 big losses too. Let's talk about it. All right, so now we see them losing 2 games by a combined 30 points. And now Jimmy Butler's walking around after the game. They caught him on video outside the locker room, calmly eating some popcorn after the game. Still confident that his team is going to win this series. Why? Let's take it from Jimmy. He says, quote, because the last 2 games are not who we are. He said, it just happened to be that way. We stopped playing defense halfway because we didn't make shots that we want to make. But that's easily correctable. Just have to come out and play harder from the jump. Like I always say, it's going to be all smiles, and we're going to keep it very, very, very consistent, knowing that we are going to win next game. Fundamentals. Okay. There's so many ways I could go with this. I tell my kids right now, when they come to practice, I say before practice and after practice, you can be silly. So, throw the ball around, kick the ball, who cares? Drop passes, throw it so far that your arm hurts. They just acting silly. And then I say, soon as I blow this whistle and you cross those white lines, it's time for us to focus on the fundamentals. What does that mean? It's just like the word says, fun, like enjoy this process with the mental. Okay, so it's funny whenever a player gets caught in adversity or down, or in this series they're up but momentum has switched. You hear them highlight the fundamentals, right? So now Jimmy Butler is doing just that. Play harder, right? Be consistent, be smarter, etc. All those same tried and true words that are on every single high school locker room and weight room across the country. Discipline, desire, dedication, work habits. Like, we know what builds up success. The funny thing is, in success, why do we lose sight of that, right? You're up 3-0. Now, that's amazing in itself, but what's more amazing is what pressure you have put on the other team. For them to win this series, they have to win 4 straight. And at that time, they have won 0 games against you. So if I'm playing you and I beat you, whop, 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 and then I'm like thinking, all I got to do is win 1 more, but you're thinking I got to win all of the next 4 when I haven't won 1 yet. Boston was done. That's why no team has ever come back from 0-3 in the NBA. They were done. And now, let's not lie, they are far from done. Uncle Mo, when he comes to visit, Uncle Momentum we call him, Uncle Mo, when he comes over, trust me, you make sure he gets whatever he wants to eat, right? You take care of Uncle Mo because you're just begging for him to be on your side because things just come easier, right? You start to have fun with the mental, right? You're not even thinking about it. You're in the glow, as they say, Bruce Leroy. You out there all of a sudden mindless Bruce Lee. Like you're not even thinking, just flowing like water. That's when Uncle Mo is on your side. The rim and the basket's this big and you just can't miss. And then all of a sudden, Uncle Mo's like, hey man, I'll be back, but it's gonna be a minute. Let me go over there to Boston. And now the same exact things are so difficult to do. The mundane, the little things are all now difficult to do. Now Jimmy's trying to reset that. Now the guarantee is not only him trying to reset it, but he's trying to reset the minds of all the guys he's leading by basically saying, it's gonna happen, not let's go make it happen. It's going to happen. So he's reverse engineering it. He's going from the result and saying, now y'all better believe in that result versus let's work towards that result. Not mad at that mindset, because there's only 2 ways it's gonna go like anything. Either you're gonna be right or you're gonna be wrong. The beautiful thing about sports is, I'd give it to you like how my coach told me. I was in Buffalo and it's my rookie year and I'm just like, everything that moved, I was like, twitching and flinching at it, you know. Somebody go in motion. I'm like, oh, motion. And then somebody's offset back. And then the quarterback, I'm like, long count, watch the hard count. And coach said, bleep, Wiley, calm down, dog. He's like, Wiley, what are you thinking about? I was like, well, I saw the guy in motion, so I know that they may run the reverse. And he's like, there's only two things they can do. They're either going to run the ball or they're going to pass the ball. The rest is window dressing. They're going to try and make it look all kind of different ways. But it's going to come down to two things. Run the ball or pass the ball. You got a run technique and you got a pass rush technique. Stop overthinking it. And then later on, guess what he told me? And those two things lead to only two results. They either gonna win or we gonna win, right? We win or we lose. Calm the hell down. So it's funny that when things get crazy, chaotic, you hear guys focus in on the little things, because to do it big, you got to do the little things. And more importantly, they always go to the result and bet on one, because guess what? It's 50-50 no matter which way you bet. So I love the mindset of Jimmy Butler right now. I love him being a leader of a team without Tyler Hero. So they still are undermanned, even though they were up 3-0. And let's be real. Whoever wins game 6 will win this series. That's pretty obvious for the Heat, because if the Heat win, it's over. But it's also going to happen for the Celtics. If they go to Miami and win, they're going back to Boston, and it's a wrap. They're going to slam the Heat. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if Jimmy Butler's guarantee actually is real.